losing, and now we're running down the halls. No, we can't let them win. There's an evil inside. They just look and wait down below. And if I can't hold my breath, then I'm bound to become hollow. Can you say that I disappeared? Can you say that I wasn't there for you when you went into hiding on the front steps of your porch? And I reflected on the memories, but I put out that torch. Hey! But I put out that torch. But I put out that torch. So now can you tell me when you want to be in time? There's a million different places and a million different heights. I'll climb the tallest of the mountains, the highest place I find, so that I can look over before me what is mine. Can you say that I disappeared? Can you say that I wasn't there for you when you went into hiding on the front steps of your porch? And I reflected on the memories, but I put out that torch. Hey! But I put out that torch. But I put out that torch. Oh, why can't you see it was all because of me? And all I want is to be free, and finally I can be free. Can you say that I disappeared? Can you say that I wasn't there for you? Can you say that? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for.
My father told me when I was young, don't play with fire, be careful, son. But we were flames that fell in love. We burnt the cities down, down. That's why you learn to listen. You won't be lonely if you fall in love over and over again and again. in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you, 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 won't you let the light shine through?
Alright, sorry about that, guys. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me today, and happy Sunday morning to you. I have not been outside yet, but I did open the windows, and it's going to be a gorgeous day outside today here in Northern Illinois. Thank you so much for joining me. Sorry, I had to, last minute bathroom break, so I'm kind of still a little winded from running back and forth. I hope you guys are well. Thank you. I can't thank you guys enough for joining me today. I'm going to be honest with you guys today. I am dead tired. I am like a walking zombie today. I don't know what my problem is. I didn't sleep very well last night, and so the only thing I can think about right now is a pillow, a blanket, and the inside of my eyelids. Honestly, I see a nap in my future. I really do today. Oh my goodness, I am so tired. So today we're going to be working on WIPs and UFOs. You guys all have them, as do I. Normally we've been working on our mystery project. I point behind me because it's back here hanging on the door. So normally we've been working on that, but today, honestly, I am not in the right mindset to kind of work on that today because it is a little bit technical. So today I went ahead and I just pulled some of the stuff from my bin, and I'm going to be working on some scrunchies and maybe some zip-up bags like we were working on yesterday. So we'll see how today goes. But I gotta tell you, I am just I'm so tired today. So I'm gonna try my darndest to keep up the energy levels today, but I might rely on you guys to keep up with the energies a little bit here today. But let's hop into chat, say hello to everybody there, and see how things are going. Very first one up in chat this morning with Nancy. She did say she had to go back to work. She had to go to church this morning, so she is not actually on the stream anymore. But good morning to you, Nancy. I hope you are able to catch the live stream later, and thank you so much for being the first person in chat this morning. And Judy said good morning as well, so good morning, Judy. It's so great to see you again. Thanks for joining us. Sean from Moldy Lasagna, he said he's driving and he's in the front seat of his truck right now, so he can't chat, but he is with us. So good morning to you, Sean. Thanks so much for joining us. Linda, hello. It's great to see you again. Hello, hello. Terry, hello, good morning. Terry's been doing some awesome things on her channel and on her Facebook and on her Instagram, so make sure you check her out. She's doing a lot of fun stuff. Lately Gazella, she says, good morning, Danny. How are you doing today? I am dead to the world. I'm like a walking zombie today. I'm so tired. But otherwise, I am well. I'm healthy. I'm just tired today. You know, it's been a long week for me, and I'll tell you guys more about that in a few minutes. But thanks so much for asking. I really appreciate that. I saw. Good morning, Tracy. Hi, how are you? Thanks again for joining us. It was so good to see you yesterday. Thanks for joining our Saturday evening live stream. Oh, I see him. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucas is in the house. Thank you. Good morning, Lucas. It's good to see you again. I think I just saw you, an hour ago? We had breakfast with our kids, and of course, Lucas is one of our adopted children, so he joins us for breakfast. So good morning to you. Hi, Kathy. Good morning. It's so good to see you again. I hope you are well. I wish I could have caught one of your streams the last couple of weeks, but I have unfortunately been so busy I did not get to catch them. But if you guys are able to, make sure you do !Kathy in chat and go check her out. She has so much fun over there on her channel. Let's see. I'm checking to see if I've missed anybody. I don't think I have missed anybody, but if I did miss you, please say hello to me again in chat so I can make sure to give you a special shout out. I do apologize if I missed you. So today it's going to be just, be a boring stream today, guys. We're not really going to be working anything too fancy. I have got some scrunchies here that I'm going to be making. I cut up a bunch of extra fabric from a couple of weeks ago. I did a Saturday stream with a special guest named Cheryl. She's a family friend of ours, my mom's best friend. We were doing some scrunchies then, so I cut up a bunch of fabric for that. So we're going to be working on that. And then yesterday, I don't know if you guys were able to join me yesterday, or if you caught the replay, but yesterday I had another Saturday stream. Special guest named Susie, young lady named Susie. She was so sweet. She's new to sewing. She's been around sewing, but never actually been behind a machine before. So yesterday's stream was actually her third time sitting behind the machine. And so we made some pencil cases that were a lot of fun. She did a fantastic job. They turned out amazing for somebody who's never been behind the machine before. So I've got a little bit of extra fabric and stuff from that. So maybe we'll pull those out and get to that a little bit later. We'll see. But today's going to be a very boring stream today. We're just finishing up on some last minute things. I'll probably do some, these will probably be gifts for my friends and family for Christmas. So I guess you could consider it a Christmas gift thing maybe. We'll see. I've got, I don't know, 10 or 12 of them made here already, but I've cut out enough fabric, I think, for 40 scrunchies. I know, I cut up a lot. So we'll get to that, but these were all scrap pieces of fabric that we had left over from the placemats that we made with my mom. You guys were hanging out with me for that, so it was all the leftover fabric from that. I just cut all that up to make scrunchies with, and then I had a couple of fat corners that I didn't really know what to do with, so I went ahead and cut those up, and we're going to make those into scrunchies. It's this purple fabric here. Oh, Terry says, never boring, Danny. Oh, well, Terry, you're so sweet, but today I'm going to try my darndest to keep up my energy levels. You guys know usually I'm pretty bubbly and energetic, and today I am just dragging my feet today. It is awful. We had breakfast with our kids this morning. We do Sunday morning breakfast. That's why the stream is a little late. The first Sunday of every month, we do a virtual breakfast with all of our kids. We have 5 girls, and they're all in college or graduated from college. And so we do breakfast with them the first Sunday of every month virtually. And even this morning for breakfast, I told my husband, I told Mr. Wizard, I said, you're cooking breakfast this morning because I can't function this morning. So he was nice. He was very sweet. He made chocolate chip pancakes, which is his specialty, and he's really good at them. The kids used to love them when they were kids, and so we don't get to eat them that often anymore because they're really high in sugar, obviously. So it was kind of nice for him to be able to do that for me. So thank you, Mr. Wizard, for making breakfast this morning. So I'm trying to be high on sugar from all that, but even that is just not working. I've tried coffee, I've tried water, I've tried chocolate chip pancakes, and I just want to see the inside of my eyelids, honestly. I'm ready for a nap. I'm sure you guys have had days like that too. And I'm hoping that I'm not coming down with anything, because I know there's a bunch of stuff going around right now, and so I'm hoping this isn't like the preface to coming down with anything. I'm hoping it's just I need sleep. So we'll have to wait and see. Yes, Tracy Susie did great. She did a fantastic job. She's going to be back here next weekend with me. Not on camera, not anything like that. Unofficially, she's going to be back here with me because she wants to learn how to make. We're going to be making a dress. She has a dress in her closet that she wants to learn how to make, and so we're going to be learning how to do that. Cherry wants to know, how's the famous Joyce doing? Mom is doing well. She's doing fine. In fact, I actually have dinner scheduled with her. Her and I go out to dinner the first Thursday of every month. So her and I will go out to dinner later this week, so I'll catch up with her. We'll plan another collab with her sometime maybe in October. I'm not sure what my October schedule looks like just yet, but she's doing fine. She's doing well. She's been busy. She's got a sick puppy at home, so she was taking care of the sick puppy for a little bit. But yeah, she's doing well. Thanks for asking, and I'm sure she appreciates you asking as well. Maybe she'll pop in. Who knows? You never know when she's gonna pop in. A lot of times she says she's watching. She's just not in chat. So if you are here this morning, morning, Mom. If not, that's okay too. So thanks for that. We appreciate that. Terry says her allergies are kicking up. Yeah, they do sometimes they do make me feel sick. Yeah, sometimes they just kind of wear you down. But good morning, Katie. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. It's so great to see you. Happy Sunday morning to you. We're just going to be working on whips and UFOs today, so nothing too exciting. All right. Well, let's see. But yeah, mom will be back on the channel. I'm hoping to have her back in October. I haven't had a chance to really look at my schedule yet. That's why you guys noticed that there are no more live streams scheduled, at least on the channel. That doesn't mean I'm not doing them. That just means I don't have them scheduled yet. The plan is to at least have a live stream next Sunday, but after that, I'm not sure what else I'm going to be doing just yet. So give me a couple, at least a week or so to get things back up on the channel, and then we'll see how things are going. I think I'm going to change the name of the Saturday stream. Instead of it being a Sewing 101, I think I'm just going to do an After Dark kind of thing. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. But otherwise, yeah, it's been going really well. Kelly says she's finishing moving her daughter out today. Oh my goodness, Kelly, that's a huge... Is this like her first time moving out? If so, that's a huge undertaking. I remember when I moved out of my mom's house. That was very emotional. So good luck to you. I hope things go well. Yes, Tracy, it is definitely allergy season again. That is for sure. So, alright, so I started making this one scrunchie here just before the live stream. So let me go ahead and finish this one up, and then I'll show you kind of what I've been doing. I'm sure that this is not something that you guys are probably going to want to make or know how to make, but I'll show you anyway, just to be on the safe side. So what are you guys all working on? What have you guys been working on? What projects? I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen any really new posts on our Facebook group for projects that people have been working on, unless, of course, I missed them. That's a distinct possibility as well. But I haven't seen anything there, so tell me, what are you guys working on? You getting your Christmas gifts? Who's got Christmas gifts ideas? Because I'm looking for ideas, so who's got them? I know that, I think it was Judy. Judy, was it you that recommended the stockings program? I do have the pattern. I printed up the pattern. I've got to look at it because it does tell you that you have to make the cuffs in felt. So I'm going to have to pick up some felt before we can do that. But that is a project that we will be doing on this one of the streams here coming up soon. Probably November is going to be my guess. So we'll probably do something there. Maybe it'll even be a collab with a special guest on a Saturday stream. We'll have to wait and see. Oh no, I just broke a brand new nail. That's not cool. I literally just broke my nail. Brand new too, I just got them done yesterday. Oh, that stinks. Alright, well I'll have to get that fixed then. Alright, well. I'm not off to a great start this morning, am I? Alright. Well, that's a bummer. Kelly says, Danny, we moved her out to college twice, but now she's moving out with her best friend. Well, good luck to her. I have moved all my kids out to college, and Taylor, who's the one that I share this bedroom with, she actually moved out permanently. She has a condo out by school. So, I mean, I don't know if you'd consider that moving to school or if you'd consider that moving out. But either way, man, this is really a bummer that I broke this nail. It really upsets me. So I don't know if you'd consider that moving out or what, but yeah. I have to see if I can get in there and get it fixed. Good morning, Melina. Thanks so much for joining us today. It's so good to see you again. It's been a minute, a couple weeks since we've seen you. What you been up to, lady? I hope you are well. I hope you've been having a fun time doing whatever it is you've been up to. I can't believe I broke this nail. That's really upsetting. And I don't have any nail files in here, so I'm just gonna have to kind of keep it sharp until I can get. Because I mean, I cracked it good. I don't know if you guys can see, but I cracked like the whole corner of it off. Like it's supposed to look like that, so I cracked it good. Oh well. Melina says she's just been busy with life. Nope, I understand that, Melina. Yeah, for sure. I can understand that for certain. I was just telling everybody that I'm just dead tired today. So we lost an employee, not like to death. They left the company. We lost an employee. They left the company kind of suddenly. And we didn't really get an opportunity to replace them right away. So my boss and the boss of that particular employee asked me if I could help out in that particular department, in that particular position, because I've worked that position before. So they asked me if I wouldn't mind helping out until they could find somebody in the interim, and also help with training the next person, which I don't have a problem with that. I enjoy doing things like that. I love training. I love teaching. So that's always been a kind of a passion of mine. So I have no problem with that. It's just, you know, doing my regular job and then doing someone else's complete job on top of it has been, I've had to work a lot of extra hours. Not a lot of hours. I think last week I worked an extra 8.5 hours. And then this week I worked an extra 6 hours. So it's not terrible considering it's a full-time position, you know. For me to only have to do an extra 6 or 8 hours isn't bad. But it's been exhausting. I come home every night and I'm just so tired. I'm just mentally drained, you know. Mentally drained from trying to do mine in that position, and then of course I haven't been sleeping well because of my allergies. So I think it just finally caught up to me this morning, and I woke up this morning and I was just like, I didn't want to get out of bed. I could not get motivated. So hopefully it's just that, and it's nothing too severe or serious. Kelly says, yes, our house will be very different. It's different for sure. I mean, Mr. Wizard and I are officially empty nesters. Technically, we've been empty nesters since last year. Well, the last couple of years, actually. But his youngest daughter would still come to visit us on the weekends every once in a while. But she has actually moved away to college, too. So we officially have no children at home. Well, I shouldn't say that, because his oldest is now back home, because she's going to school. She's going to graduate school locally downtown. So she's actually back home from college, but we don't get to see her. We don't really see her that much because she's busy. But we are technically, I guess, officially empty nesters. I can't believe I broke this nail. Oh, that makes me so mad that I broke this nail, because I literally just got them done yesterday. So mad. That's alright, though. It is what it is. Jerry says, Danny, don't do the job too well. You'll end up keeping it. Hard work begets more hard work. Well, the good news is that this particular position, like I said, I've done it before, and it seems like it has a pretty high turnover rate. Usually every couple of years we end up with a new employee in this particular position, so they keep giving it back to me. It's like been I think it's been 4 years, and they just keep giving it back to me a little bit at a time. I don't mind doing it a little bit, but it's not something I want to do all the time. It's just not something I'm really interested in. But it's nice to do something different for a little while. It's been kind of nice. And you guys know I did, I think I might have mentioned it. I did, I had to go on a trip for work a week or so back. I had to go out to a conference in Plymouth, Michigan. So I had to drive. Plymouth is just outside of Detroit, so I had to drive out to there. It was a little bit of a road trip with some coworkers. It's like a 4.5 hour drive from where I'm at, which isn't bad. We had a conference to go to out there, so the conference went really well. Got to network and meet some new people, so that's always a good thing. Stayed in an amazing hotel. Oh my gosh. We stayed at this resort. It's called St. John's Resort. You gotta look it up online. This is gonna bother me now. St. John's Resort. It was beautiful. Beautiful resort. I guess it's actually, we were doing a little bit of research on it. I guess it's actually owned by the Archdiocese. And then they work with an investment company to run the place and they advertise for it and things like that. So there's a huge chapel on site, breathtakingly beautiful chapel. There's, you know, all kinds of beautiful artwork and decor all over the place. It's an absolutely beautiful place to go. Little pricey, obviously, but that's where the conference was being held, so we stayed right there, so we didn't have to travel too far, but it was absolutely beautiful. So yeah, if you guys are in that area, you check it out. It's called St. John's Resort, I think, in Plymouth, Michigan. It was beautiful. So if you're a member of our Instagram, I think I might have posted a picture of my car. For those of you who don't know, I drive an orange Rogue. And the car's name is Pumpkin. We named her Pumpkin. There's a long story behind that, but I took a picture of my car in the parking lot, and I said Pumpkin looks like a Where's Waldo game, because I took a bird's eye view picture from my hotel room window, and you could see like this little bitty dot of orange in this sea of white and gray. It was really kind of cool. I'm like, she looks like a Where's Waldo game. That was kind of fun. And it was fun too because, you know, we call my car Pumpkin. It's a long story. It's the family, but we call her Pumpkin. And so of course, every time I would refer to the car, I would say, you know, Pumpkin this, Pumpkin that. And so after a while, because my coworkers were with me, they started calling it Pumpkin. So then every time we'd walk past her, we'd say something to, hi, Pumpkin. So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. It's always nice when you have to go on a trip like that for work, and you get to spend the time with some coworkers that you enjoy spending time with, and you guys have a little bit of fun in between. And I think they learned a lot about me, and I learned a lot about them in the process. But it was a lot of fun. Had a good time and learned a lot, which was really the whole point of the conference, was to learn some stuff about a program we're using. So what kind of whips and UFOs are you guys working on today? Hi, Chloe. Good morning. Bye, Kelly. Thanks so much for stopping in. We appreciate it. She says she's off to the landfill to drop some stuff off. Good morning, Gladys. I didn't see you pop in there. I'm sorry I missed you. Good morning. I hope you're well. Happy Sunday morning to you. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm tired. I'm so tired today. Oh, my goodness. Excuse me. I just cannot keep my eyes open today. And of course, now I broke a nail, so I have to go get my nail fixed. So I don't think I'm going to be able to actually take a nap, which sucks, because I really wanted to nap today. I teased it yesterday, but you guys are going to keep an eye on our Facebook and our Instagram, because we're going to be doing a little bit of a collab with another creator. It's a new creator to the channel that you guys probably haven't seen me talk to very much before. They've been a subscriber of the channel for a while, but they're on a bit of a different time zone, so they're not usually catching the live streams for us. So we haven't really gotten a chance to chat with them in any of the lives, but we're going to be doing some collabs with them here soon. I don't have any details yet, because actually I have a meeting with them today, as a matter of fact, to go over some of that information so we can start to brainstorm that. So you guys will see some things coming up probably towards the end of the year with that. So I'm really excited. I know it doesn't seem like it because I'm just exhausted, but I swear I'm excited. Chloe says she's taking her daughter to a birthday party. That sounds exciting. Yeah, Gladys, she says her allergies are going. I get that. Yeah. Terry says she mentioned it up there. She's building a vintage sewing machine. Is on her agenda for today, and she's trying to find a corner of her room to sew in. Yeah, I did see pictures on your. I think it was one of the Facebook groups. I saw pictures of your vintage machine. Yeah. My goodness, Chloe, that's a lot of stuff. She says she's working on Dawn's Sew Along Later, Cotton Cuts PMQ, and Pat's Autumn Wonders. My goodness. Good morning, Sherry. Hi, how are you? I hope you are well. Thanks for joining the channel today. I don't think that I've seen your name pop in the chat before, so welcome. Welcome to the channel. Today is a very boring day. I do apologize for that. I am just absolutely exhausted and we're doing whips and UFOs. I am working on scrunchies because I have way too many of them that I need to finish. It's not really quilting related. I do apologize for that. But, you know, sometimes you gotta do something a little different. And I broke a nail, so that's not cool. That's the omen for the day. I might just have to go back to bed. I'm not happy about it. Especially since I just got them done yesterday, so I'm a little angry about that. Bill says, what happened to the heist? I don't know. I don't know what happened to it. Is it not working? Sherry says, I'm a lurker who doesn't get to watch the lives very often. I'm making Elizabeth Hartman's Robots quote for my son for Christmas, and I want to crochet a cardigan for my daughter. Oh my goodness. That's some ambition right there. My goodness. I'd love to see what that robot quote looks like, Sherry. If you're a member of our Facebook group and you're willing, please go post a picture of it on our Facebook group. I'd love to see what that looks like. Always looking for new and fun ideas for the channel and just in general. And I'd love to see what you guys are working on. So that's a reminder to everybody. If you're not a member of our Facebook or Instagram, please consider going over there and just checking that out. You could do exclamation point links in chat to get the links for both of those. There's also links to both of those in every description, in the description of every video on my channel. Patty says, Danny just got here, received my Happy Mail, and love them. Oh, that's so great, Patty. We can't wait to see what that project ends up looking like. Make sure you post pictures on our Facebook or Instagram so we can share in the fun with you. Patty won one of our 500 subscriber giveaways. Oh, no. I'm sorry. No, Patty was she traded in her thimbles for, she redeemed her thimbles for a free Notion. That's what it was. Sorry. But I'm glad that those tools work out for you. I hope they work well. God, this is going to bother me. But I'm glad to hear you got it, Patty. That's great. Oh, there's the heist. Yeah, it takes a few minutes to pay out. So maybe it just was delayed. There you go. It's all set. Ooh, I'm sorry, excuse me. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm trying really hard not to yawn on camera because I know it's contagious, and the last thing I want is for you guys to have to be yawning. I'm trying really hard. And he says she's a Notions girl. Well, that's good because I got a whole box of them, girl. You earn those thimbles. I'll keep sending them to you. In fact, I have a couple of them that I'm running low on, so I'm gonna have to refill. Ugh. Right now I am making a scrunchie. I had already done a couple of the steps. I kind of was doing them a little bit in bulk. Danny, Gazelle says, Danny, go for a nap. We understand. Yeah, no, I'll get one in after I go get my nail fixed, apparently. I have, I'm supposed to have a meeting today at 4 o'clock with another creator, a content creator, and I just don't know if I'm going to be able to make it. I just, you know, when I meet with these other content creators, I like to be myself. I like to be, you know, my high energy, you know, I don't want to say lovable because that's kind of weird. But I like to be myself, and I just don't feel like myself today. I am like so tired today. So I don't feel like I'm going to be giving them a true vision of who I am if I do this. So I might have to cancel. We'll see. I'm going to have to play this one by ear, I think. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so tired today, but I am just, like you said, I'm ready for a nap. For sure, I'm ready for a nap. But I did want to get in front of the camera today. It's been a couple weeks since I've seen you guys, so I wanted to make sure I checked in with you, see how things are going. I was trying to get some of these projects done a little bit. Derry says, Danny, go take a nap. We'll listen to the music and do our Sunday morning gambling. LOL. You guys are sweet. I will probably go take a nap later, I'm sure. We'll probably go later. I just hope I'm not coming down with something, because you know how, like, sometimes at the start of a cold, especially with that dreaded C word that we won't talk about, they say that, you know, exhaustion is like one of the first, you know, sleepiness, tiredness, that's one of the first things, because, you know, your body is trying to fight it, so it's tired. And so I just hope, I really hope I'm not coming down with something, because I know things have been going around in the office and everywhere else, and I don't have time to be sick. I mean, not that anyone ever has time to be sick, but I really don't have time to be sick right now. Hopefully it's nothing. I'll, you know, jack up on some vitamin C, make sure I've got my stuff level there. Terry said, Susie did a great job last night. Yes, she did. She did fantastic. I'm telling you guys, I keep telling her this. I'm like, she's like a natural. You know, yesterday was the third time she's been behind the machine, and she did absolutely fantastic. She followed directions very well. She's learning the terminology really quickly. And then after the camera turned off, guys, I was so proud of her. After the camera turned off, she's been borrowing one of my machines, and she took the entire machine apart. She sat here and took the entire machine apart and cleaned it all out and put it all back together. She knows exactly how to store it. I mean, I was so proud of her. She's doing such a fantastic job. I mean, for her being my first sewing student, I really couldn't have picked a better person to be teaching. So it's been a lot of fun teaching her how. It's like, you take a lot of things that you do when you're sewing for granted, like, you know, just simple stuff. that you forget that you know, and she didn't know these things. So it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed teaching her. I mean, teaching is kind of one of the reasons I originally started the channel, is because I wanted to be able to do that. But at the same time, I knew that I didn't have enough skills to be able to teach. I didn't have the right to teach anybody else anything because I didn't have enough skills to do that. So I do have enough skills to be able to teach her how to use the machine. I know how to use the machine. And so we're going to be learning a little bit together. But yeah, she's doing a fantastic job. I tell her that all the time. I'm like, she's doing great. I do too, Terry. I do. I think it's great to see new people learning the skill, learning the trade for sure. Yeah, Melina, I hope I'm just tired. I mean, I did have a hard time sleeping yesterday. Hi, Lori. Good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. She says, hi, I made a live show. That's so great, Lori. Welcome. So good to see you. Gazelle says her puppy turns 2 years old today. Oh my gosh, I know it is a brat sometimes. Aren't they all? They're all kind of a brat a little bit. I've got 3 dogs. You guys have seen them before. They met us on a live a couple weeks ago. I've got 3 of them, and yeah, they can be a brat sometimes for sure. Linda, I agree with you. Linda says she wishes she could see more young people get into quilting because she'd love to be able to help them. And I have to agree with you on that as well. I've tried to encourage both my girls. Both my girls know how to sew. And Tony actually has her own sewing machine. She was doing her own for a little while. But it's just not something that she's really picked up on. And that's unfortunate. I wish she would. But at their young age, they have so many other things going on that a hobby is just not one of those things they're interested in. And nowadays, with everything being electronic and, basically instantaneous, for them they don't see the value. It's hard for them to understand the value of doing it yourself and the joy of it. So I've been trying to teach them that, but we'll see. But yeah, Susie came to me a few weeks back and said she wanted to learn. She knew I was a sewer. She knew I did sewing. And she wanted to learn how to make this dress that she's got in her closet. She said she wants to learn how to make it because she'd like to make more of them. Because she said it fits her really well and she can't really find clothes that fit her very well. Because you guys saw, she's super teeny tiny. And she's tall too. So it's really hard for her to find clothes that fit nice, that look nice on her. So she wants to learn how to make them herself. So I told her, I said, I can teach you how to use a machine. I can teach you how to follow a pattern. I said, but I'm not good with garment sewing. So don't look to me to be an expert at that at all. But I can teach you how, and I can learn with you. So. Terry said, how cute too. My Sebastian was just 12. He goes back tomorrow for his TFRS. I wonder how many he will lose. My poor baby. Oh, he's got the Shih Tzu, right? The little ones. Yeah, they're notorious for having bad teeth. Yeah. Gazella says she bought new sewing machines for all 4 of her kids and no one was interested. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Judy says, one of my granddaughters was interested in sewing, so I gave her one of my beloved machines, and she has been enjoying making clothes. Well, that's good. It was a conversation I had with Susie yesterday. I said, some people love it, some people hate it. So just try to figure out what it is about the process that you like the most, and we'll try and exploit that part of it. Whether that be the ironing part, or the pinning part, or whatever part of it is that you like. I never really, I know how to do garment sewing. I've done it before. I've made Halloween costumes for my kids. It's just not something I ever really enjoy doing. I just didn't find as much joy in it as I do with quilting. Ah, yeah, even the vet has one, yeah. Lori says, if my niece wants a quilt, I'll make it with her. There you go. Okay, that's all of those. I had like 6 or 8 of them that I had like halfway put together, and I think I'm gonna make more of these. They're easy. I got this whole stack of fabric here that needs to be made. Why do I have my duster? Oh my god. See, this is why I told you guys I am not put together today. This is, oh goodness. Sorry for that. I didn't even realize I was there until just now. So I have all this fabric here that I cut up. These are all scrap pieces of fabric. And I'm just turning these into scrunchies. Oh my goodness. Brain, turn on, please. I did show you guys how to do this on a live stream, but I can show you again if you're interested. Basically, it's a piece of fabric that's about the width of a fat quarter, so I think it's about 22 inches long. And it's about somewhere between 4 and 5 inches wide. I didn't really take the time to really cut these down. I'm just kind of working with what I've got. They don't have to be perfect. The whole point is that they're scrunchy anyway. And then I've got an 8.5 inch piece of elastic. This is a 3/4 inch piece of elastic. You can use a 1/4 inch piece as well. But this is what I had on hand, so this is what I'm using. And basically you take it and you sew it on the wrong side of the fabric. You sew it to the middle of one side. And I go over it 4 or 5 times. So I actually do 1, 2, let's see, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I do it 5 times. Just to really make sure that it's anchored in there. So I go forward first. Oh. There we go. Then I go back. And then I go forward again. So that's 3 times. And then I take that piece and I connect it up to the other side. Again, just eyeball it towards the middle. Okay. Alright, so now that I've secured the elastic on both sides, I'm going to take the elastic and keep it to the left. And then I'm going to take the right sides of the fabric and I'm going to go ahead and line those up. And starting about 2 inches from the top, that's where I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to go ahead and back tack that. I want to leave about 2 inches from the top as part of my opening. And then I will just go ahead and do a 1/4 inch seam all the way down. Same thing, I'm going to leave about 2 inches on the bottom as well. Alright, I lift that up. And then we're going to go ahead and pull this through. So I'm just going to stuff the whole thing in there and pull it all the way through. Lori says, it's okay, we can't see dust on YouTube. That is so true, Lori. And you know, I have allergies, so I'm constantly dusting in here. It always gets really dusty in this room for some reason. And so I'm constantly dusting in here. And that's why I have the duster out, but I usually don't show it on camera. Oh, jeez. Oh. Terry says, I bought her a sewing machine and I have a featherweight waiting for her, but she marches to the beat of her own drum. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed the line before that. Terry says, my granddaughter likes sewing, but she's an amazing artist. She loves creating OCs, or original characters, and she prefers hand sewing. Oh my gosh. More credit to her. I cannot stand hand sewing. No, I can't do it. I can do like a cross stitch hand sewing, but I can't just do like regular hand sewing. Like some people do hand sew their bindings and stuff. I'm like, nope, can't do that. Nope. That is not me. Lori says, I have 4 machines now. Neighbor just gave me an old Singer. Not sure if it works yet. Wow. 4 machines. I think I have 4 too. I have one of them that I actually need to get from my mom's house because I'm not sure if that one actually works or not. I need to look into that one. Gladys says, you need a purifier for your allergies. I actually have one. I actually have 2. I have one in this room. This room specifically. I have an air purifier right. I don't know if you guys probably can't hear the humming, but there's one that sits up here on top of my shelf. And then I also have one in my a bigger one in my living room as well. So I do have them in the house, and I do change out the filters regularly. You know, we have animals, and the animals don't shed. Well, the cat does, but the 2 dogs don't shed, so they have a lot of dander instead. So that's part of the reason that I have so much you know, there's so much dust in the house. You know, it's just kind of one of those things. I'm just not sure why there's so much dust specifically in this room. There seems to be a lot more dust in this room than there is in any of the other rooms. And I don't know if that's just because there's not a lot of activity in this room, so it's not like moving it around in the air. I'm not sure, but I am constantly dusting in here. Constantly. Wow, she's hand sewing a top for herself, like a shirt top or like a quilt top. That's amazing. Yeah, no. Even dog toys, like the dogs will like rip a hole in some of their soft toys, and we'll go ahead and fix, you know, we'll want to fix them. I can't even hand sew that. I hand that to my daughter, Tony. Tony does the hand sewing. I'm like, here, Tony, fix this, because I know it's like him. I hate hand sewing. I'm just pulling this one through. So what I did before is I sewed a bunch of these up together, and then just kind of set them aside, and then I pulled them all through at the same time. But I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like here. So I went ahead and pulled it through. And then we're going to match up the 2 raw edges, right sides together. We don't worry about if the elastic matches up. That's not really a concern. We're more interested in the fabric itself matching, corner to corner. Now you can pin this if you want to, or clip it, or do whatever you want to do. I don't bother. I just sew it. I just hold it with my fingers, and which is why I broke a nail this morning. I'm so angry. It's okay. I'm so tired, I don't even care. It's like, I would be more angry about it if I think if I was not as tired as I am. I would be more angry about it, but go. Make sure you back tack so it doesn't fall apart on you. And just go ahead and sew the edge together. There we go. Yesterday on our live streams we made pencil cases. They were so cute and they were super easy to make. A really good quick idea for a gift or something for a little kid, or even a teenager, or even if you just need like little bags for your sewing room. They worked out really, really well. They were a free pattern I found online. So if you're interested in that, check out the replay from yesterday. Susie did a fantastic job following instructions and making them. It turned out so adorable. She did a really great job. Sorry. Terry said yes, a shirt, a blouse. She has a machine I gave her at her house. Go figure. Lori wants to know what Gladys is up to today. She's getting ready for a big sewing thing or something tomorrow. I'm not sure. Big sew day. Terry says when her granddaughter's there, she runs her vintage sewing machine like she's driving the Indy 500. Free motion quilts on it while I yell, "Slow down!" Yeah, I can believe that. Terry says she's been making those pouches with clear vinyl, using them in her sewing room for thread and things. Nice that I can see through them. Oh yeah, good idea. Yeah, I didn't think about that. But you're right. I did mention yesterday that you could make them in other materials if you wanted them to be waterproof or anything like that. But yeah, clear vinyl is a good idea. And they were super easy to make too. Super easy. You bought bought a needle finger guard for when she wants to sew like that. Yeah. Yesterday, Susie was using an older machine that I have. It's a very basic machine, and she was using the God, I have threads all over me. She was using the zipper foot, which the zipper foot makes it so that the needle is exposed. There's nothing necessarily stopping your finger from getting around there. So I was a little distracted by it, and I was really worried that she was gonna like hurt herself with it. So yeah, I had to keep an eye on it for her. Gladys says, Gazelle says, Danny, go and have a nap now. Oh no, I still have more to do. I'm not done by any means. So I'm gonna hang out with you guys, and then apparently I need to go get my nail fixed. I'm hoping to get a nap in, but at this rate, who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Gladys says she's going to go help read the chat for tomorrow. I got the machine here. I know you guys have probably noticed I've got the top of the machine here open because I've got a little bit of thread left on this spool, so I keep watching it. We're playing a little bit of thread chicken today. Yes, Gazella's being a good mama. Yeah. She's telling me to go take a nap. Yeah, I am just worn out today. I'm really hoping that I'm not coming down with something, and it's just me being tired, doing too much. Like I said, I worked almost 60 hours last week, and I worked almost 60 hours this week. So I've been putting in some extra hours in the office, and you know, it's mentally draining. So that's been kind of, you know, I'm sure that has a little bit to do with it as well. So I'm just sleepy. Just sleepy today. With the tea bag paper. Gazella says, Danny, with the tea bag paper, you can fix it yourself. What are we trying to fix? Honey, I'm sorry. I'm like half asleep. What are we trying to fix? Remind me again. Morning, Cheryl. Thanks so much for joining us today. It's so good to see you. Happy Sunday morning to you. She says, hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We are having a very sleepy Sunday morning today. I am just exhausted today. Oh, you're talking about my nail. Now I know what you're talking about. Yes, with the tea bag, I could fix the nail myself. You're absolutely right. I totally understand what you're saying now. I could, but I don't have the same nail color. So I'm going to have them fix it for me. Plus, they do free repairs, so I'm not worried about paying for it. It's just a matter of going there and getting it done. So I'll have to give them a call. I know they're open on Sundays, but I'll have to give them a call and see what their availability is for me to come in and have it fixed. So, yes, now I understand what you're saying with the tea bag. Yeah, I get it now. I remember seeing that on YouTube or TikTok reel. Yeah. Yes, your nail. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So I get them dipped. So it's my real nail, and then there's a dip that goes over top of it to make it nice and hard. And for whatever reason, this one just snapped. It got caught on the. The thing that moves the needle up and down. I don't know if we're gonna try. The thing that moves the needle up and down. It got caught on that and it snapped it. So it's my fault, but I'll get it fixed. I can't believe I don't remember the name of it. What is wrong with? Again, I'm exhausted, so I don't know what the name of it is. Somebody help me out here. So it was an arm, needle arm. Is that what it's called? I don't know. I need a nap. That's all I know. I'll get one. I promise I'll get one. We'll get through today and we'll get through the stream. But I haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks now, so I really wanted to get on here and catch up with everybody and see how everybody's doing. And I was not about to cancel today's stream. That was not going to happen. I try not to cancel for silly things like this. Presser bar lift. Thank you, Terry. I knew you'd help me out here, girl. Presser bar lift. Thank you. It's like my brain it just completely shut off. I was like, what is that piece? Yeah, so thank you. Thank you. I knew you all would help me out. Too funny. The thingamajig, that's right. That's exactly what it's called. Gazelle says, yes, nice to see you, Danny. Well, I appreciate that, Gazelle. I've missed you guys. It's been a couple weeks, and I was not about to cancel the stream because I wanted to hang out with you guys, so. I missed you. I hate it when I can't make a Sunday stream, honestly. You know, I've been doing my Sunday streams for probably almost a year and a half now. Because I didn't start doing live streams right away when I started the channel. The live streams came a little bit later. So probably a year and a half I've been doing the Sunday live streams. And it's become a part of my life. It's become a part of my weekly routine. And so when I can't get to them, when something else comes up and I can't get to them, I feel like my week is incomplete. You know, I've missed something. So and in the last couple of weeks, I haven't been able to do them for a couple of different reasons, and it's been bad. Oops. Oop. Terry says, I need foods. Foodies, LOL. Chloe says, sorry to hear about your broken nail. What a pain. I know, it's such a pain, especially since I just got them done yesterday. They look so pretty, and it's such a pain. Gladys says she's going to South Dakota on Tuesday for a little over 2 weeks. Oh, I love South Dakota. We went there on vacation a few years back, and I absolutely loved it. We were in the Black Hills. Oh my God, it was gorgeous. I'm like, I want to live here. It was so beautiful. I took a picture of this house. It was sitting on the top of a hill, and I sent it to Mr. Wizard, and I said, guess what? This is our new house. This is where I want to live now. Brett says, if anyone's looking for free bag patterns, So Can She has a couple PDFs that can be downloaded today. Well, thanks for that shout out, Brett. I appreciate that. I might actually check that out. I'm not sure if Lucas is still on the channel, but if he is, Lucas, if you wouldn't mind writing that down for me. Gladys, are you going there to see family, or are you going there for a vacation, or business, or what are your plans for South Dakota? I loved it. I don't know. Have you ever been there? I absolutely loved being there. It was beautiful. It was 110 degrees outside while we were there, so it was disgustingly hot. But I'm used to that up here in Northern Illinois, so that really didn't affect my decision to like or dislike it. That was just kind of par for the course. But I absolutely loved it. We stayed in... I don't remember the name of the town. It's in the Black Hills, just outside of where Mount Rushmore is. I can't remember the name of that town either at the moment. But it's just outside of there. Was a small little town. It was in a valley, and it was just so cool because there was a rainstorm that was coming in to the area, and we sat outside for a while and watched it, and we got to watch it come up over the mountains. We got to watch the whole rainstorm like come up over the mountains. We got to see the lightning, and oh, it was enchanting is the word I want to use. It's not even that it was beautiful, it was enchanting. It was just majestic. It was just, I absolutely loved it. I'm like, I could do this every day. I could sit here and watch this every day of the year. I would love this. So I told Mr. Wizard, I said, when it comes time, that's where we're going. We're moving to South Dakota because I love the hills. Lori, I am with you. Lori says, I have no mojo today. It must be the weather. No, I think it's me. I think I'm just a bad influence on you because I am the same way today. I am like, because I am so tired. I'm just like, I have no motivation at all to do anything today. Eastern Star, Lori says. Ooh, the Deadwood area. Katie says she loves the Black Hills. Her family's from the Deadwood area. Yeah, we stayed in, gosh, I wish I knew the name of the town now. It was a little town. It wasn't very big. And it was just outside of the town that Mount Rushmore's in. My brain is fried today, guys. I am so sorry. It just does not want to work. But it was a cute little town. I mean, it had to, it was a town, so I mean, it had a decent amount of people in it. But it was, I absolutely loved everything about it. This is not what I wanted to do. Coal City, that was the name of it. I knew it would come to me. Coal City was the name of the town we stayed in. It was such a cute little town. I loved it. Oh, I'm out of a bobbin thread. So here I was worried that I was going to run out of top thread, and it turned out I ran out of bobbin thread. Go figure. Hi June, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. It's so good to see you. It's been a while. I hope you are well. Brett wants to know if I've drank enough water because dehydration can cause you to feel sleepy. And you are absolutely right. It can. I do think that I have drank enough water. I don't think it's a matter of dehydration. I think it's just a matter of overexertion, I think. But I do appreciate that, and that's good. A good note for everybody on the stream to remember to make sure that they're drinking a lot of water. I do drink a lot of water. I have this bottle here. This is a 32-ounce water bottle, and I drink 2 of these almost every day. So I do drink a lot of water. That's basically the only thing I drink. So don't think I'm dehydrated, but I do appreciate you mentioning that so that the other members of our community can be careful as well. But yes, dehydration can definitely cause sleepiness and tiredness. Like I said, I'm really hoping I'm not coming down with something. I'm hoping it's just because I've been working so much and doing so much. I really hope that's all it is. But I guess we'll find out in a few days because that's usually how it happens, right? Dawn, good morning. Hi, how are you? I didn't see you sneak in there. Hello. I hope you are well. Dawn says, Allergies have run down her batteries because of her last night's sneeze attack. She said she had like a 30 sneeze attack last night. So I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe that's what my problem is. Maybe it's my allergies. I don't know. But I am just just dragging my feet today. Yes, Lori, what is your quote from hell? We want to know more about that. June says she's doing much better. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Hunter Star, or the quote from hell. Oh, Pierre, South Dakota. That's where Glass is going. Going to Watertown first. Oh, okay. I think I'm familiar with that. After we went there, we went to South Dakota for vacation. I did a bunch of research on the area to try and like find out what the prices of houses were, what the the median salaries were, stuff like that. I did a bunch of research, so I know way too much about South Dakota. Way too much. All right. So my plan was to do these kind of in bulk and just keep going, and I just keep getting distracted and forgetting, so go figure. Let's see if we can do this again. Oh, yeah, Gladys, I can understand that. Gladys says she took her car in yesterday for maintenance and spent $1,000. Mr. Wizard used to be an auto mechanic. He worked in the auto mechanic industry for almost 30 or 35 years. So I am lucky in that if my car needs something, usually he can do it in the driveway. There are some things that he can't do in the driveway for various reasons, but I am lucky in that I don't usually have to pay those exorbitant amount of fees for just routine maintenance. I mean, every once in a while it requires something that he can't do, and then I have to pay the exorbitant fees, but I've been lucky. We are lucky that he's able to do that stuff for us. And Taylor, my daughter Taylor, she actually took a bunch of automotive classes in high school. I mean, obviously she's not a professional at it, but she took a bunch of classes. She took all the classes they offered for automotive. It was like 3 years worth of classes. Because she enjoyed it. She enjoys the mechanics of it. She enjoys working on it. So she knows a little bit herself. She can do some maintenance on her own vehicle, which is always really cool. Dawn, I know the feeling. I actually have to put tires on my car. I'm hemming and hawing about it because I really only need 2 immediately. I'm gonna need 4 eventually, but I really only need 2 immediately, and I'm just trying to decide should I do the 2 or should I just bite the bullet and do all 4. So I've been kind of hemming and hawing about that myself. But yeah, no, I understand what you're saying about being 4. It's ridiculous. Everything is just so expensive anymore. I have seen the Dignity statue, Katie. I've actually been there. On our road trip, because we drove to South Dakota, and we got to see Dignity, and it's just breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. Katie says, if you have a chance, go to Chamberlain to see the Dignity statue. Huge native lady with a star quilt made by Dale Lamfer, a family friend. Wow. I didn't realize they were a family friend, but yeah, it's gorgeous. I've gotten to see it in person. It's huge. It's beautiful. It's breathtaking. Yeah. Dawn says, Lori, those quilts are beautiful. Your struggle will be worth it. And Gazelle says, Danny, sorry you have to go now. Have fun. Be kind. Be kind, everyone, and please give it a thumbs up. Thank you, Zell, for reminding everybody to like and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate that, and thanks so much for joining us. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend. Thank you. Oh, I did it again. I didn't want to do this. I just want to put these together. I don't want to pull them all apart. I just want to sew them together. So I'm just going to put that up there. Terry says, and my dog also just went in for 2 emergency procedures that cost the same. Oh. Oh no, Terry, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope he's better. So he goes in at 8 a.m. tomorrow, and she won't be okay until he comes home. Yeah, I know that. Is it the teeth cleaning thing? Is that what you were talking about earlier? Yeah, that always makes me nervous. Anytime they have to have any type of procedure like that where they have to be put under, it always makes me nervous. Because you hear horror stories. Yep, Gladys, I understand. When you're driving that far to South Dakota, you want to make sure you're safe with your car. For sure, 100%. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even just me driving into Plymouth, which was a 4.5-hour drive for me. Even that, I made sure that, you know, I was almost due for an oil change, so I went ahead and had that done. I had them do a quick inspection of my tires and stuff. I mean, anytime you take a road trip that's more than your normal, you should have your car just have it a quick once over, make sure everything's working okay. Because the last thing you want to do is end up with a breakdown on a road you're not familiar with, or a town you're not familiar with. Things like that. That's the last thing you want. It's always good to get in the habit of doing things like that. You know, check your oil, check your fluids. Check your tires, your tire pressures, things like that. I hear the music. It sounds nice. I want to bob to it. Dawn says, Danny, I think this time of the year, because our clocks revolve around the sun, I think we are naturally becoming more tired with less daylight. You know what, Dawn? You might be right. You might absolutely be right on that. Oh, Katie says I put 4 tires in my car last month for $1,200. Oh, that does not sound good. The last time I put tires on my car was 4 years ago, and I paid $900. So, I'm hoping to get it somewhere around there. We'll see. Dislocated knee 3 weeks ago and emergency surgery last week on his mouth. Oh my gosh. Today they hopefully finish it up and I don't see them again for a long while. Oh, Terry, I'm so sorry to hear that. Your poor puppy. I hope he feels better soon. It's always terrible when our puppies need care like that because they just don't understand. You know, they don't even understand where the pain comes from or why it's there, and you can't really explain it to them either. It's terrible. At least with a little kid, sometimes you can explain to them what's happening and sometimes why. I mean, not always, but sometimes. But our puppies, we can't really explain that stuff to them. So. Judy, I am jealous. She says, nap time for me. See you later. No problem, Judy. I am jealous. I am very, very jealous of you right now. For sure. For sure. Oh, especially now that he's just starting to feel like himself. Yeah, that's even worse. When they're just starting to feel better and you gotta take them back in for more. Oh. That's awful. I think it's awful for us and it's awful for them. Lori, I'm sorry. I know that yawning is contagious, so I hope nobody else is yawning with me. Dawn wants to know, Danny, am I making scrunchies? Yes, I am making some scrunchies right now. It's Whip UFO Day, and I'm normally working on my mystery project on this time frame, but I just didn't have that mental capacity today, and I have a bunch of scrunchies that I needed to make up, so I just grabbed that. I also have the remaining fabric that I cut up for the little bags we made yesterday. So I might make one of those. I was thinking about making one of those, but even that seems like it's a bit much for me today. Honestly, even that seems like a bit much today. So I think I'm just going to sew these today. But yes, I'm making... There's no yawning and quilting. That's true. She's so right. That is absolutely true, Lori. That is absolutely true. And I swear to you, I am not normally this sleepy. Normally I'm a lot more energetic and bubbly, in fact, some people might say. But today today I'm off my game. So I do apologize for that. You know, I pride myself on making sure that I am a very high energetic person on my channel, to kind of keep things light and fun and exciting, and today I'm just dragging today, which never really happens. I can't even tell you that this has ever happened before, where I'm just struggling to keep the energy levels up. Normally it doesn't take much for me to be energetic, So I do apologize for that, but you know, we've all had those days where we're just like struggling to keep our eyes open. Yes, nap during a football game, Dawn. I am with you. The Bears are playing today. Mr. Wizard used to watch football. Sometimes he does still, not very often. He's a Bears fan. He does listen to the games quite a bit. He actually prefers to listen to them, like on the radio. So he will listen to them on his phone or on the radio. My stepdad was probably the worst. My stepdad is a huge Bears fan. And I remember growing up, he used to have one of those huge stereo systems. We've all had one of those huge ones that, like, it's in this big cabinet, right? It's got these huge speakers. You know, now they're like this big, right? But they used to be these huge things. And he used to have this huge speaker system and a pair of headphones. And he used to sit on the floor in our living room and watch the game muted. He'd watch it on TV and listen to the radio because he did not like the announcers that were on the TV. So he would listen to the announcers that were on the radio, but watch the game on the TV. And it was so weird to like watch him sit on the floor and do this. It was just so bizarre. But that was his commitment level to these games. And he'd do that with the football games and even sometimes with the baseball games too, because he was a big baseball fan too. But yeah, it was more so the football games. It's just, okay. I remember that as a kid, walking into the living room and he'd be sitting on the floor and I'd be like, oh, okay, football game must be on. So silly. So silly. Lori says I'm stiff because I refuse to admit that I'm getting old and I work too hard. I'm with you. I agree. You know, age is just a mindset. That's all it is. This is a mindset. If you don't think you're old, then you won't be old. That's the way I look at it. Dawn says, I can understand that. I would give anything to listen to Pat Summerall and Joe Madden. I'm sorry to say, I know the name Joe Madden because my stepdad plays his, they do Madden football on like Nintendo or something. So I do know that name, but I don't know the other name. I'm sure Mr. Wizard knows. If Mr. Wizard's watching, I'm sure he knows what you're talking about. I'm not really a sports fan. It's just not my thing. So I don't really know a lot about it. I mean, like, I know the concept of the games. I know how to play the games, but I don't really watch them or follow them. But Mr. Wizard does. He's an avid sports fan. He does all of them. Basketball. The only one he doesn't really do is basketball, I should say. Because he does hockey, he does baseball, he does football. He doesn't play any of them. He just watches them all. I don't really see him. He doesn't really watch basketball. That's not really one of the ones he watches. But baseball is his love. He loves baseball. But he does watch football and hockey as well. And yes, when the Cubs won the World Series, he did cry. He was driving home. He was watching. I think he went to go see his girls up north. And he was driving home when they won. And he said he had to pull over the car at the side of the road because he was crying so hard because he was so excited. So it's pretty neat. Gotcha. I assume so, Dawn. I assume so. She said they're commentators of football that are now deceased. I assumed that was the case. But I've just never heard of them, so sorry. I can't really relate. Although I used to watch NASCAR. I don't know if you guys are race car fans, but I used to watch NASCAR, and there's a couple of them. I loved watching Darrell Waltrip. I loved listening to him. He was one of my favorite announcers. Loved listening to him. And Hal Petty was another one that I loved listening to. I don't watch NASCAR too much anymore. It's just not, I just don't really have the time for it right now. But I did get to watch the Chicago street race. I don't know if you guys heard about that or got to watch it, but that was really, really cool. And in fact, Mr. Wizard is looking right now because they have made a car model kit for the winner of that race. I don't remember who won the race, but the winner of that race, they made a car model kit for. So he's been hemming and hawing about whether or not to pick up that kit and make it. So I thought that was pretty neat. Lori, I am with you. I agree. That is probably one of the only reasons I would ever watch this sport. I won't repeat it, but I agree with you. That is 100% why I used to watch the football, especially when I was in high school. High school and college. That was really, I don't mind watching college football. That's fun. Dawn says, John Madden went to high school in Austin, Minnesota. That is where my mom also went to school and where I was born. Oh, wow. Yes, Dawn. Boogity, boogity, boogity. That is, let's go racing, boys. And of course, he had to change that when Danica Patrick started racing. It was boys and girls. Yeah. Yes, boogity, boogity, boogity. Yep. He was one of my favorites. In fact, the girls grew up with NASCAR racing in the house, and so they had actually been 6 years old. I took them to go see the ARCA races, which was the minor league races, if you will. I took them to an ARCA race. I used to take them to the ARCA races here at the Chicago Speedway in Joliet, and so they got to see those when they were little. I think the youngest age they went was they were 6. And they were always the highlight of the stands because everybody was just so shocked. Everybody that was there was just so shocked that they would sit still. That 2 6-year-olds would sit still for 2.5, 3 hours to watch these games, and they were into it. These races, and they were into it. They would, we'd find we were big Tony Stewart fans, and Tony Stewart used to drive the Home Depot car, which was orange. And so the girls knew their colors, so they would vote for the orange car. So in the ARCA races, there was an orange car. It wasn't for Home Depot, it was something else, but there was an orange car, and so they'd vote for Tony Stewart in the orange car, even though he he wasn't the driver anymore. But so it was funny. So the few times that we would go, we'd basically get the same seats every year. And you know, people that get season passes, they are usually the same people. So every year we would the whole section of people would end up voting for the same car because of the girls. It was a lot of fun. That was something that the girls and I got to share a love of, and that's how Taylor ended up liking. Uh-oh, what happened? Liking. Uh-oh, jammed up here. Liking automotive. That's how she ended up taking automotive classes, because of the races. I don't know what happened there. There we go. It got caught. So that was a lot of fun. That was a memory. I don't even know if the girls remember that because they were so little, but I remember it. A lot of fun. Yes, Don, my mom used to go to the NASCAR races in Michigan. In Michigan, she used to go with my dad. Her and my dad were big NASCAR fans, and she said Darrell Waltrip was her favorite driver. That's who she would always vote for. My dad always voted for Earnhardt, and my mom always voted for Waltrip. You quit watching when Earnhardt died. Yeah, a lot of people did. Lori says, my son's friend races for Maserati. Oh my God. That is a beautiful car. That is a beautiful car. I've seen a few of those before. We have some family friends that do drag racing, so straight track racing. That's a lot of fun to watch too. Racing is in my blood, I feel like. The need for speed is definitely there. I tell you guys all the time that the foot pedal on my sewing machine is basically just an on-off switch. It's not actually anything for speed. It's just on and off. In fact, the girls, their dad, I actually met their dad through a car club way back when we were younger. That's how I met him, through a drag racing car club. That's kind of neat. Alright, I think that I'm going to call it quits with this particular roll of thread. Not the stream, just with this roll of thread. Let's see how much I have left. I can see it on the spool. Oh, I had a little bit more than I thought. There you go. This is how much I had left on the spool. Probably enough to finish one more, but I'm not going to take the chance. Get rid of that spool. That spool lasted me quite a while because it's one of the bigger ones. Got a brand new one sitting right here. Go ahead and pull that out. Oh, got through. From South Africa, such a nice guy. Love his accent. Yeah, I know the feeling. I know that one. I know what you're talking about there. I have the privilege of working for my daytime job. The company I work for. It's a worldwide company, so I get to talk to a lot of people from all over the world with a lot of different types of accents, and it's always interesting to hear some of them. There are definitely ones I prefer to talk to over others, that's for sure. Kathy says she's got to run. Have a great day, everyone. No problem, Kathy. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Normally our stream would end at 12:30, but since it started late, we're going to go ahead and run it a little late. We'll run it till 1 o'clock today. Lori says, cousin flies a jet fighter and shows. Can't watch them anymore. Very different when your blood is doing the show. Oh, yeah, Lori, I bet. Yeah, I bet that's a little more challenging for sure. For sure. If you guys are not already a member of Kathy's channel, please make sure you go over there and check her out. You can do exclamation point Kathy in chat. Her channel is amazing. She does live streams Monday through Thursday, I think she said. And she's always got special guests on there. Susan's a regular on her channel. Diane is a regular. Gladys, I've seen her on the channel as well. She's got a bunch of other regulars on her channel. It's basically like a quilt retreat every live stream. It's so much fun because there's just so many great people there, and they're all chatting and having a great time. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So make sure you guys go check that out. You can do exclamation point Kathy in chat. Lori said my family had some talented nuts. Thank you very much for doing that for me, Terry. I appreciate it. I think Lucas had to take off. I'm not sure if he's still on with us. That's okay. Not a problem. This project is like perfect for my mind today, for my mindset today. I told you guys I'm like exhausted. I'm getting some nice long sewing lines in here. That's really what I needed today. I just kind of needed some long sewing lines. Now I know that the mystery quilt project we've been working on has been a lot of strip sets, so those are long sewing projects, but they take a little bit more precision than I was really willing to give. Whereas these scrunchies, it's like if I don't quite do the 1/4 inch seam, or if it's a little off, or it doesn't matter. No one's gonna notice. So it's like perfect for my mindset today. And like I mentioned it earlier today, but these are just scrap pieces of fabric that I had from the placemat project that I did with my mom a few weeks ago, almost a month ago now. My goodness. These are just the leftovers from that project. They're probably 18 to 22 inches long, I'm not exactly sure, and 4 to 5 inches wide. There's no, rocket science to it. It's just kind of there. You can use a fat quarter to make these as well. If you have some extra fat quarters laying around that you're just not sure what to do with, you can use a fat quarter as well. Each fat quarter would make 4. You could just break it up into 4. Just fold it in 4 and cut it. Terry wants to know, how am I making these? Am I putting the elastic on the inside? So what I'm doing is I'm attaching the elastic to the top and the bottom. See? And then I take the right sides of the fabric and I fold it together like this with the elastic on the outside. Okay. And I sew about 2 inches down. So I start about 2 inches down here and I sew all the way down to the bottom, about 2 inches from the bottom. And then I pull the whole thing through. And then I sew the ends together and then I close it up and sew it together that way. That's how I'm doing it. I found this to be the quickest and easiest way. I mean, there's 100 different ways to do these, but this is the way that I have found that works the best for me. I really like it. We did these on a live stream, on a Saturday live stream with a special guest named friend of mine named Cheryl. She helped me out with them. We made 5 or 6 of them with her. You can check it out there, but they're super easy to do. They're great for those long pieces of fabric that you're just not really sure what to do with. And they're really great to use up all that extra elastic that we had from all those mask making days. Yeah. I'm using a 3/4 inch elastic, but you can use anything really. I really wouldn't recommend anything smaller than a 1/4 inch though, because anything smaller than a 1/4 inch, it's going to be really hard to actually sew to the fabric. In those cases, you're going to have to tie it, and then you don't want to use this method. She said, I see you attached the elastic and then sewed. She says, curious. Yeah. What size elastic? Like I said, this is 3/4. This particular piece of elastic that I'm using is 3/4, but I do have 1/8 inch elastic, which is just a little bit too thin for this. It's really hard to sew the 1/8 inch to the ends, so I really wouldn't recommend going any smaller than a 1/4 inch. Right now I'm just kind of doing half of it. I was pulling them through earlier. I had a bunch of them that I pulled through earlier, so now I'm just kind of building up a little bit more bulk, and then I'll sew those together. So yeah, attach the elastic to the center of the wrong side of each end of the fabric. It doesn't have to be perfect, just eyeball it. You know, it's not rocket science. They don't even have to match up when you sew everything up together. It doesn't really make a difference as long as it's just attached in there. Yes, I can show you how I do that. Yeah, let me finish this one and I'll show you how. Yeah, Terry said she doesn't know how I pull it through. Yeah, I was pulling it through earlier, Terry. You probably weren't paying attention because I wasn't really talking, so I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I can show you how. Let me sew these two together and then I'll show you how. So attach the elastic on both ends. I go over the elastic about 3 times. So I go forward once, back once, and then forward again, just to kind of make sure it's really secure on there. Okay, and then you take right sides together with the elastic on the outside. Start about 2.5 inches from the top. Again, eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then you're going to want to back tack, obviously, and sew down the seam. Don't worry about if it's not an even width all the way down. It doesn't matter. Just line up the edges and sew down the center. Sew down. It just does not matter because it's going to be all scrunchy anyway, so it doesn't really matter. That's the great thing about this particular project is there's really no trimming. Whatever scrap pieces you have, as long as they're at least 4 inches wide, you can use them. And then stop about, 2.5, 3 inches from the bottom. Okay, so now I've got here, let me show you. I've got it open here and open here. Okay, and now I'm just going to take it and I'm literally just going to stuff it in there. So I'm just flipping it out, stuffing the whole thing in there, all the way in. My thumbs, and then pulling it through this way. This is probably the most time-consuming part about the whole project, is pulling it through. Now, there's a bunch of tools that you can use to help you push it through. I mean, I've got a purple thingamajig I can use, but honestly, I just use my fingers and just yank it out. Just keep, rolling it out, and it eventually comes out. So now what's going to happen is you're going to start to see that it's pulling the elastic from the center. That's okay. We want that, and we're just going to kind of scrunch it as we're pulling the rest of it through. So it's already going to start scrunching, and now I'm at the end here. So I'm going to open that up again. And this is when it gets a little bit tricky. So you're just going to kind of scrunch it there, and then find this end again and scrunch it again. And then you're going to match the two ends up together. Don't worry about if the elastic matches up or not. We're not worried about that. All we're worried about is that the fabric, the corners of the fabric meet up. And even that doesn't have to be perfect. Okay? Throw that under the machine. Go ahead and sew up these two edges together. Again, back tack to make sure it's all secure. Everything is lined up nice. Get it under the machine. Okay, so now the edge is all tied up together, and then we're just going to pull it open, pull it closed like this. We just like any other pull through method, you're going to fold that opening in. Fold it in like this. Now you can pin it, you can clip it, whatever you want to do here. I just use my fingers. It's a very non-work method. But I just pull it tight and then run it through the machine again just to close up that edge. And you're sewing right on the edge between those two pieces of fabric just to close it up. I always back tack here just to make sure that it's nice and secure. Run it right along the edge. And you'll have a 4 to 5 inch opening depending on how much space you left yourself at the beginning. But then flip off the threads. And there you go. You got a scrunchie. Ta-da. And now, depending on how long the fabric is, will depend on how much scrunch you get. These fabrics were all ironed, and these are all starched and ironed, so they're a little stiff. So I'm going to throw all of these in the washing machine, let them wash and dry before I actually give them away, so that they soften up a little bit. And hopefully they'll get a little bit more scrunchy once the fabric shrinks up just a little bit. But that's it. Just got a whole bit of them there. Terry says you are an expert. Oh, well, I appreciate you saying that, even though I don't believe you, but thank you. She says, that's an awesome method. Easier than what I've done. Thanks, Danny. Yeah, no problem. I found a video, just like everything else. I found a YouTube video online. I don't remember what channel it was, but I found this to be the quickest and easiest method to get them done fast. So what I do is you can see that I'm just making the tubes here in bulk, and then I'll puddle them all through and then close them all up together. So that's what I was doing in the beginning of the channel anyway. So yeah, there you go. Super quick and easy to do. It's a great use of scrap fabrics that are a little bit longer, a little bit wider, that you just don't know what to do with. And I am making a bunch of them because I'm going to be using them as gifts in my office and with my family members. I'm just making just a bunch of them. And I've got a bunch of, got some purple fabrics here that I just didn't know what I was going to do with. And then I've got a bunch of fall fabrics too. So. Super quick and easy. See, I'm not that tired. I can still show you guys what I'm doing. Yeah, but I found this to be the easiest way to do it, because then that way you don't have to worry about any type of tools where you're pulling the elastic through or anything like that, because they're attached on the one end, so you don't have to worry about losing the edge. So like, I saw ones where like you attach the safety pin, and then you feed it through, and then pin it to the top. And then I saw another one where you like buy this weird like tool thing, and you clip it through the tool and shove it through. That just seemed like a lot of work to me. I like this way much better because it's plus it's secured inside the fabric as well, so it's not like spinning around and stuff. But again, this was really only going to work for a little bit of a wider elastic. If you're using a really thin elastic, like an 1/8 inch elastic, it's probably not going to work here because you're going to have to tie that. You can't really sew an 1/8 inch elastic together. You really have to tie that. So. Terry says she has a few of them around the house for herself, and she even has a favorite one. When she can't find her favorite one, she about loses her mind. I always have one on my wrist. I keep it on my wrist because I'm constantly throwing my hair up, so I always have one around my wrist. These are just your cheap ones that you would buy at the store. I haven't, this is the first time I've ever made them for myself, so I will probably switch them out for one of these at some point. But for right now, I have this one on my wrist. She said, I was tacking the elastic down on one end. She said, but this makes it easier. Yeah. Yeah, you just tack it down on both ends and tie it up together. I mean, I think as long as it stays together, I don't think anyone really cares about the level of quality. I think as long as it doesn't fall apart and it holds their hair, I don't think that, you know, if they see a couple of extra threads or whatever from you tacking down the elastic or whatever, I don't think that's really an issue. But I guess I could be wrong. Yep. Wrist like a bracelet. Yep, that's exactly it. I've always, if it's not in my hair, it's on my wrist. That is, and I know they say that that's not a good thing for you. You gotta be careful with that because it can cut off the circulation. You just don't make sure they're tight. I mean, if it's leaving a mark on your wrist, it's too tight. Which, like, this one is leaving a little bit of a mark, so it's probably a little tight. So if it's leaving a mark on your wrist, then it's too tight. You don't want anything really tight on your wrist because that can actually, because you've got an artery right here and it can cut off the circulation. So you don't want to do that. But I don't. Mine are usually not super tight. I mean, this one's a little tight. But yeah. That's my PSA is if you're gonna do, you know, the scrunchie on your wrist, which is fine, I do it myself, just make sure it's not real tight. That's all. You don't want to cut off the circulation. If it's leaving a mark on your wrist throughout the day, then it's probably a little bit too tight for you. So just be careful with that. Dawn says, the roof of my mouth is itching. How is that even possible? Sorry for the randomness. Oh no, Dawn. It's totally fine. Totally fine. Random is our middle name, so it's no worry. It's no problem at all.
Push me down to the ground.
I'm still so annoyed about this broken nail because now it's like catching on everything. It's so annoying. I have to call them as soon as the stream is up, see if they've got time to have it to fix it for me. Terry, that's what I was thinking, yeah. She says, Donna, that could be allergies and randomness is fine. It could be allergies for sure. It could be something that you ate too. Sometimes that can be the start of an allergic reaction. So if you've just eaten something that you don't normally eat, I would be careful with that. But yeah. Dawn says, gotta run. Actually, not run. I don't run, but I gotta leave. Bye. Bye, Dawn. Bye, Dawn. Thanks so much for stopping in today. It's always a pleasure to see you. Really appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a wonderful weekend. Or rest of it, I guess. I know with my daughter Taylor has a lot of allergies. She's constantly breaking out into hives for one thing or another, and usually with her, the hives, it's usually something that starts either in her mouth, the top of her mouth, or on her elbows is where it starts. So usually, you know, for her, it's one of those things where when she's starting to have problems with the top of her mouth, she's like, that's when she starts looking at the rest of her body to see where else she might have hives. So that's the only reason I say that it could be the start of an allergy. I'm being super lazy today. You guys keep seeing me hit the buttons on my machine is because I keep turning on the auto reverse and the auto cut. Because I'm being super lazy today. I don't even want to hit the button to reverse the machine. I just let it do it for me. I am super lazy today. I told you I lack complete motivation today. Although I am being productive. I'm getting things done. So I'm actually quite proud of myself for still being productive. Carrie says her daughter has to carry around an EpiPen. Yes, Taylor did for a while too. The good news is that we haven't not come across any allergies. She's been tested for so many. This poor girl, she's been tested for so many different allergies for things over the last few years. But luckily we have not come across any deathly allergies. You know, stuff where the EpiPen would be a necessity. So hopefully we don't. She was carrying it around for a while, but the doctor did tell her that we haven't found any allergies that she would require it for, so she has not had to carry it around for a little while, which is great. I have a friend of mine that she has this poor girl just has a horrible amount of allergies. She's actually allergic to a specific type of cooking oil, which is just incredibly inconvenient for her and just very difficult for her because it's basically in everything. So she has to be really, really careful with it. And it's one of those really violent, allergies. She could end up in anaphylactic shock and all kinds of stuff. So she actually has to carry an EpiPen with her at all times because this particular cooking oil can be found in all kinds of things, not just in cooking. She has found it in hand lotions and things in shampoos and just things like that. It's just crazy. This particular oil that she's allergic to. So she carries it around with her all the time. And she struggles sometimes finding restaurants that she can eat in because she cannot be, because of the severity of her allergies, she can't be in a cross-contamination environment. So if they use this particular cooking oil in their kitchen, even though she may not order a food that has that oil, that is using that oil, simply because it's in the kitchen, it's like a peanut allergy. Just because it's in the kitchen with it, she can't be anywhere near it. So I feel awful for her. It's a constant struggle for her, and I feel terrible for her. But at the same time, it's a part of her life. It's who she is and what she has to deal with. So I sympathize with your daughter. I understand what she goes through. Allergies can be no joke. Luckily, my allergies are all seasonal. They're all air quality. They're all in the air mainly. I do have a couple of very minor food allergies. I break out into hives, which is not a big deal. But they say that allergies can develop over time. You know, something that you weren't allergic to as a kid, you could be allergic to now as an adult, and vice versa. My daughter Taylor was actually allergic to berries when she was a child. So strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, cranberries, you name it. If it had berry in the word, she was allergic to it. She'd break out in hives from head to toe. But now she's fine. It was like she became a teenager and she accidentally ate strawberries one time. And strawberries used to make her break out in hives. And she accidentally had strawberries one time and she said, "Mom, you're not going to believe this. I had no allergic reaction to strawberries." And I'm like, "You're kidding." She's like, "No, I accidentally had them and nothing happened." And I'm like, "Well, that's kind of cool." So then we started testing out other berries and the allergy was just completely gone. But Terry, that is actually what I'm allergic to as well. Yeah, Terry says I'm allergic to bananas like that. That is exactly it. I don't have a life, I don't have it's not a severe allergy to bananas, but I actually will break out in hives from bananas, so I have to be careful. Yeah, certain foods, yeah. Wow, Brad, yeah, thanks for that. She says, keep an eye out for oral crossover allergies. I started out with ragweed, and after a really bad year, I became allergic to all melons, bananas. She's a minor allergy to bananas, kiwis, birch trees. These are generic related. Wow, I didn't know that. Oh, genetic related. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye. I am allergic to bananas. I do know that. I break out into hives. I can't stand the smell of them either. But I do break out in hives from those, so. Terry says, like handles. She can't touch potatoes. But if somebody else oh, so she's allergic to the skin of a potato. Yeah, but she said if somebody else peels and cooks them, then she can have them. Yeah, so it's the skin she's allergic to. Yeah. Oh, look at all these people allergic to bananas. Here, I thought I was like the only one in the world allergic to bananas, and I got a whole community full of people that are allergic to bananas. That's so cool. I mean, yeah, life-threatening. Thank you. Yes, no, mine are not life-threatening allergies. Mine, I just break out into hives, so I'm grateful for that. But it is something that we keep an eye on because it can be a life-threatening allergy, so we have to be careful with it. Cherries, strawberries, etc. Yep. Yep. Terry says, I like bananas, I just can't eat them. Well, the good news for me is that I had a horrible reaction to bananas when I was a kid, obviously because I'm allergic to them. That's one of the reasons we found out it. And so it just like, it trained my brain so that like bananas equals, you know, something bad. And so just the thought of a banana makes me like anxious. It makes me fearful. And so the smell of them, just the smell of them makes me sick to my stomach. It's just absolutely awful. My mom she's not allergic to them like I am, but she just doesn't like the smell of them. But I am actually allergic to them. I break out in hives. It's horrible. Katie says chocolate is deathly to me, and she can't eat bananas or melons. Oh my goodness, wow. And Terry says, woohoo, banana allergies unite. Wow, well, yeah, so here you go. Actually, I just met somebody at my work that is allergic to watermelon. I never even knew that was a thing, but yeah, they're allergic to watermelon, and then I do have a coworker that's also allergic to bananas. So the allergy to bananas is actually a lot more popular than I ever thought it was. I really thought I was the only one in the world. Katie says, if you're allergic to ragweed, then avoid celery. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I didn't know that. The smell, Lori says the smell gives me hives. Okay, well, I'm not quite that bad with bananas. The smell doesn't give me hives, but the smell does make me like just nauseous. Yeah, so yeah, no, it doesn't give me hives. But that's funny. Terry says, I did too. My throat closed, my eyes and lips swelled to splitting. Oh God, that's just awful. Taylor had So like I said, Taylor has a lot of food allergies, but all of them have been like hive related. But she had an allergic reaction just recently. We still don't know 100% what it was that made her react. But she called me one day and she said, Mom, I'm breaking out in hives. And I said, well, okay, take your Benadryl. She goes, Mom, I'm having a hard time breathing. And I went, oh, this is not good. I mean, she started freaking me out. And I'm like, Tay, and she was in a dorm room by herself because she was in a single dorm room. And I told Tay, you got to call a friend to come sit with you because while the Benadryl is kicking in, you know, the last thing I need is for you to pass out because you're not breathing, you know. So I told her, I said, I need you to call a friend to come sit with you until we can make sure that this is not a life-threatening, you know, allergy. So the good news is that, I mean, I don't know if it was just, if she was just panicking and it was in her head or what, but the good news is it never turned into anything life-threatening, and she did have a friend come stay with her. But it's really scary because, like I said, with Taylor especially, we don't know everything that she is allergic to. She keeps coming up with new allergies to things, so we just have to keep an eye out for it. So yeah, it's scary. The first time that happens, it's terrifying. Yeah. Katie says, bananas taste metallic to me. That's usually my first warning sign I'm allergic to something. You know, I never knew that, but I can't tell you last time I ate a banana, so I couldn't tell you. Terry says, I'm allergic to ragweed and I hate celery. Oh, well, there you go. So you don't need to worry about that. There you go. Yeah, so I mean, that's just so cool that I have, not only do I have some amazing community members, but we share in our allergy to bananas. So that's, of course, mine is not nearly as severe as some as your guys's, but hey, you know, it is what it is. Well, guys, I think we're gonna end the stream here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'm so sorry that I was just not my normal self today. I tried to keep it positive and uplifting as much as I could, but I am severely ready for a nap. I am so ready. I am so ready for a nap, and I will get to one, I promise. But first, I have to get this stupid nail fixed. Oh, this makes me so mad. So anyway, thanks again so much, guys. There will be a live stream. Hold on, let me just triple check here. Let me just check my calendar real quick to triple check it. Yes, there will be a live stream tomorrow on Sunday next week. Regular scheduled time, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. There will be a live stream, and then after that, I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing yet. I've got some family stuff going on, a couple of weekends, so I've got to get a plan together here soon. But I will have a live stream next week. It's not on the channel yet, but it will be soon enough. I think we're going to go back to our t-shirt quilt. We need to get that t-shirt quilt done, because that one needs to be done before Christmas. So we're probably going to throw in a couple of those in the month coming up. So we'll probably get back to that one. The home sweet home project, that one could kind of wait a little bit. So we need to get that one done. All right, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. You guys have an amazing rest of your weekend, and I will see you guys all next week. And hopefully by next week, I'll be back to normal. All right. Don't forget to post stuff on our Facebook and our Instagram. I love seeing what you guys are working on. You guys keep me inspired. What projects you're working on, what tips and tricks you guys might have, some fun things that you're working on that's hopefully sewing or quilting related as much as you can. And I'd love to see that stuff. I'm also looking for new ideas for our Saturday live streams. So if you guys have some fun, quick, easy projects that you like doing, post those on our Facebook group. Let me check them out. I do have one for stockings already that we're going to get to at some point, but I'm looking for stuff like that. So if you guys come up with some things like that, I'm all for it. And hopefully we're going to start to see some other special guests on the show. We'll have to wait and see how things pan out. It's a little bit of a teaser for you, but I've got some ideas and some things hopefully in the works here soon. So keep an eye on the channel and keep an eye on our Facebook group, because that's where those announcements are going to be made. All right, guys, I will talk to you guys again soon. Thank you so much. I really can't say that enough. Don't forget to hit that like button on your way out, and I will see all of you guys next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thought about this too much. What's there left to say?
watch you stare. I would watch you stare. Oh, but there's no one